Hello, my name is Lisa, and welcome to another episode of Tag Your It. So today I'm going to go through a bunch of different ways I've decided to create some tags with a floral theme from some book pages that I have laying around. All right, so the first one is pretty simple, but yet packs a punch. So there is a place in this tag to put another tag, and another tag, and another tag. And like I said, you can then take and put that into a journal as a tag. So let me show you how easy that is to do. So we're starting out with book pages. It doesn't really matter what size book page you use, but I like to use something that's not brittle. So these aren't very old, because we're going to have to fold them, obviously. And I'm just going to cut off that kind of raggedy edge. You can keep the raggedy edge if you'd like, but I've decided not to. All right, so this is as simple as we are just going to take it and we are going to fold it up probably about 3/4 or 2/3 of the way, 1/3 of the way. What would you call that? 2/3, 1/3? How about that? And then we are going to fold it in half. Do I want the chapter on the outside? Oh, no, I have to do. Oh, that'll be hidden either way. Okay. So we're going to fold it so that the pockets are on the outside. Okay. And a bone folder. And like I said, again, this is a reason why you don't want brittle ones, because they need to be folded and sometimes unfolded. So now I'm going to go ahead and tag them. And we're going to start with this side. I'm going to go fairly deep tag. And we'll flip it over to mirror that. Just stab myself in the finger with the tip of the scissors. I'm glad they're not that sharp. Okay. You know, I do that and it still looks off. I don't know. It's like a defect I have. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna try to even that out a little better. That's a little better. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and glue this together. Now, as you saw in this, this right here makes a pocket, so does this. So I do not want the pocket to be on this side because there's too many things going on one side. I want the pocket to go on this side. So we need to glue the side that has the two outside pockets. That makes sense. Hope it does. All right, so I'm going to glue up the side and to the top of the pocket. Got a little glue sticking out. Okay. Now I also want to glue down this one, the short one. I want to glue down should probably do this one as well, but I want to glue down the outside part. I'm going to throw a little glue here. And we're going to flip it over. And we're going to throw a little glue there. Okay. All right, so these two now are open. Now you can leave it like that if you want as more of a tuck, but I want it more of a tag. So I'm going to put some washi tape across the top there. And let's grab just some that I have handy right here. And I don't want a ton of it. I don't want to go too far, so I'm just going to take a little bit. Yeah. I don't want to go past my edges. Just want to do the top. So we're going to put half of it on this side and half of it on this side. So like I said, I don't want to go past this pocket because I want to leave that fully open and fully open. So we just want to go across the top part of it can do that. So we now have a pocket there, and a pocket there. I'll take these out. And this one I did decorate. This one I did threw a little of my washi tape on there, some stamps, the dots, just to label. Left a lot of the words still showing. Decorate is however you want it to be. I just want to show you how it ends up looking here. So like I said, we got a pocket over there. There's a little small, and then we got a pocket over here. And you can do them either way, taller or smaller. This way you can go a little farther in because of the slant. This doesn't go as far because of the slant. So it really depends on how you want it to go. Either way will work. Like that. And then since we have them going on that side, we'll have this one going on this side. Yeah, probably needs to be a little skinnier on this one because slants are a little, it is glued in down there. And the reason you can sort of see now why I had glued it from the two sides over here is because if I didn't, this tag would be coming out the top. So I just need a little smaller one for that one. All right, well that is how we make the first one. Okay, now for the second one. All right, so we are going to take book pages. Now these are much older and have a much darker patina on them, as you can see. They are from a Tom Sawyer book that I have, that I found, that is pretty old. So I'm going to take a page off here, and we are going to be using Floral Pages like this. They are, I actually sell them in my Etsy store, but they are from a, I think they're from this one. Yes, from this one. Complete Handbook of Garden Plants, where the pages are one-sided, and then words on the other. So I have picked a few out. And all I've done is taken them and I folded them in half the long way and cut them down. So I'll show you how I cut them down. Since I didn't want them longer than the book page, this book page is 7 inches tall. I wanted to make them a bit shorter, so I cut them to be about 5.5? Yeah, about 5.5. So all I did after I folded them in half is kind of play around with cutting a little bit off the bottom, a little bit off the top, seeing how tall it is. We are at about 6. That'll work. So yeah, this wasn't 5.5. This was 6.5 tall. That'll work. So I cut just a little bit off the top, a little bit off the bottom. I'm going to cut a little bit off the sides where it's a little bit raggedy. And then where it's folded, instead of going and taking scissors down it, I take and I just go over the edge and ever so slightly cut the tiniest little piece off. And that gives me 2. And I know they're straight then, because cutting those with the scissors down there, they would end up not being straight. Okay, so I picked some fall ones because I got a couple fall journals coming up, so that's why I picked some of these colors that had some fall-ish kind of colors with it. All right, so for the older book, I took it and just folded it in half. Didn't really matter which way they went. This book wasn't too brittle. And I'm just gonna, probably should have a piece of glue paper down below this, but I'll try to keep it inside the lines. Okay. All right, and I think I'm gonna just leave that. That should be fine. Felt a little rough from the center, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so then I'm going to take one of these, and all I did was glue it on there. I tried to shift it a little bit to the side to give most of the patina border and leave just a hint of the words there. So let's take this and find a glue page. Well, you think with all these book pages that I'm doing this project when I'd be able to find one, but okay. So we are going to just glue the back of this. Like I said, we're just gonna, I think I might leave that number up there. That could be fun. A little bit of the words where it says Tom Sawyer. And a little bit of the words down the center. Kind of leaving a little bit of a border. Lots of little bits in that sentence, wasn't it? Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then on this side, I did take a, oh, I got that, oh, I know what happened when I was inking around the dots on that other one. All right, I think I'll take part of this. We've got some tea-dyed paper. How big is this? 4, 5, so 2. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. I think I'll ink around this a little bit, give it a little bit more of an edge. Some tea-dye paper would work good. Some other book page that doesn't have, I use that a lot, where I have book page that's kind of blank from chapter headings or something. I've got those saved. This is more of a cardstock, but I thought it was a good color to go with it. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I don't want to totally cover up the front, the words. So I'm going to peek those through. But leave space to do some journaling on the tag. All right, so if you want to tag them or round them, either one would work. I think I'll just do the little tag on there and the little bottom. Yeah, now if I wanted to put a hole in the top to put a string, I could do that. Otherwise, just some nice, tall, thin tags to go in some pockets. So cute. So there is number 2. Okay. All right. Next book page idea. All right, so a lot of the ones that I took these from, I bring 2 that I did out already here. These are from a different book I have. There it is. Okay, this was from the Illustrated Book of Garden Flowers. I have dismantled it. This was a bit bigger than the first one I showed you. That's how big the sheets are for the first book I showed you, and these how big for the second book. I also have these available in my Etsy store. They also have one side front, one side back for to make tags. Did I bring any samples out? I just cut those up. Okay, no, I did not. So just hook that together. Illustrated Book of Garden Flowers. Okay. All right, so for what I did on this is I took one page. Hard to tell because there's a bit cut away from it. I took one page and I folded it in half and cut it down and then attached it to, I think I'll do this one because this is a little bit more fall-like. So I took a page, folded it in half, made sure that each side had some nice looks to it. So it's got a full flower, purple, that's got some full flowers. So this is just gonna be perfect for what I need to do. And then, like the other ones, I cut them down to kind of fit. These end up being about 7.5 tall by about 3. So I'm going to start out, again, just, let's go with the fold. We're just going to nip some of the top off. I need a little bit more bottom off to get to 7.5, which would be approximately, yeah, about right there. And it wasn't as big of a deal cutting the bottom off. It's a little more than 7. I cut more than I needed to. All right, so I'm gonna cut this side. So I cut the least amount of flowers off. But it's okay to cut a little bit of flower off to have it to the edge. That is not really gonna ruin the look too much, I don't think. And that is about 3 inches, perfect. So just like the other one, I took it, instead of cutting with scissors, and I just, ooh, talk about small, and it worked, just a hair. Look how tiny that is. Cut those off to have 2 pieces. All right, so now you say, Lisa, where did you get these from? Now these are glue sheets that I have used and thrown of course I don't have any right now because I was playing with them. When I'm normally gluing on stuff, I can feel there's glue on here, and you might see me do this. I'm gluing on stuff and it gets too gluey. I will just take it and fold it in half, and I have a pile back there of sheets folded in 2 directions. I fold some of them this way, and I fold some of them the other direction. So we're just going to do this one now. So I will go through and use those eventually. Sometimes I check them to see how glued they were, because sometimes I fold them up and they're not very glued. I'll open them up, re-glue them, and stick them back together. All right, so this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to take, and we're using this as a full background. Nothing's going to be shown on it. See how perfect the size ends up being for this one. Coincidence? Maybe. Good luck? Could be. All right, so I'm going to glue this flower down. Now, if it wasn't the same size, the book page is a little bigger, flower's a little bigger, I would cut it down to fit. But really, I'm trying to get it to be just backed, not shown at all what's back there, like I did for these, where I wanted to see the great patina. There's no wonderful patina on these. These are just strictly utilitarian kind of book pages. All right, cut that down, and if there's too much of the background showing, I will trim it. But usually, it's not too bad, or if I feel like inking it, that'll take care of, I see some words through here. I mean, just ever so slightly off. Okay, so now that is not writable by any means, so I would take something like that and glue it onto one of these. These I haven't done yet. I just got these little pieces all over the place. Take it and glue it onto one of these so that I have a writing space. This one I did corner, slant tag, and this one I did corner round for these. Now, I probably should glue them down and then corner around them, but yeah. But aren't those pretty tags? These also could be belly bands. I can't see why they couldn't be. What are they, 7? They're about 7 inches. Let me grab my book. My lovely bee book that is technically done, but it's just still sitting here. And yeah, definitely could use it as a belly band, or glue it in the sides, have a tuck. That way you would not have to glue, add something to the back, because it's a little sturdier. But that is a great way to use up these book pages that are kind of big. because they're way bigger than they are needed for journal pages. I have used them in journal pages, cut them down, and then folded a little bit back for them. They can be used, but even, you know, even as not one picture, where they're cut into 2 pictures, that is a beautiful set of flowers, and that will be a beautiful one when I finally get it glued down. So that is how you use bigger book pages of floral to make some wonderful tags that way. Now, let me show you another way. Okay, so the other way that I fold my glue pages is top to bottom instead of long way. So I have this smaller version, the original one that I was showing you with the garden plants, and this one looks like it would be good with the bottom and or the top. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim this ugly edge off that thing and do like I did before, where I'm just cutting a little bit off. Do I have that? So, will it fit that way? No. All right, so all I have to do is take this page. Now, I totally don't, I can't really say that this is a tag, but it definitely could be tag-like, journal card-like, depending on how you finish the top of it. I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm cutting the back away. I think I better. Just make sure it all comes off. I need to do the bottom. The bottom looks pretty good. Okay. All right. So, like I said, this could definitely be used as a tag to put into something. I have those journal cards that are pockets that I did from the Edith Holden books, and they definitely could go inside of one of these, probably not that direction. They could fit inside of there, stick out. I don't know if I have any sideways ones. Yeah, they could definitely fit into those 1 hour photo ones I did. I mean, there's definitely lots of places that these could fit as a little bubbly right there. Come on, get down. As journal card and or tag. Or you could actually, as I'm looking at it, could probably notch it out and also make that as a pocket. Yeah, so that is another way to use the book pages up to make tags or journal cards or whatever, old glue ones, especially if you use this to glue down as a pocket or something. You don't have to back it, and it is pretty sturdy with some ugly glue paper. So that is that one. All right, moving on. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. All right, so recently I got this book from the library. Don't fall. I almost had a craft lunch. I got the Secret Lives of Color book from a library sale. I finally took it apart. It was a bear to take apart. It was not stitched in. It's completely glued in. So I had to rip it apart. But I think this will be a fun journal at some point. Secret Lives of Color journal. That'll be fun. But for now, I'm still holding my color pages in there. All right, so what I've done, and I know 99.9% of you are not going to have this book, but I do have a way to do something similar to what I'm doing in here. So I have taken, again, one of these pages that we have folded in half and cut, actually one of the bigger ones. Yeah, I took one of the bigger ones. But you can take a smaller one too. That happens to be. And what I've done is I've taken one of these color pages. Let's do the fluorescent pink because that looks like fun. What I did is I took it and folded it to be right before the color. Now you're saying, oh, I don't have book pages with color on the end. But you could have book pages with color on the end. I'm going to take this one as an example. It has already been glued in fold. You have washi tape, right? So what you can do is take the washi tape. I'm going to glue this down. And put that on the edge of a book page. All right, I'm just gonna cut that off. I think that this one I did wrap it around, but I'm gonna cut this one off for now because I didn't make it long enough to really wrap around with any conviction. All right, so I'm just gonna put another piece on this side. Just for time, I'm gonna flip these over. Okay, so this would mirror the first one. Now what I did on mine is I had the first solid color here. I didn't use solid on this one, but then I did a second color on there that was complementary for what I was using. So I found, I can do this one. I found this one that had yellows and pinks on there. I thought I had a yellow and, oh, there they are. I want to use that one. Oh, come on, Mr. Washi Tape. Get rid of that piece that just decided to rip apart. So I'm going to take this one that is with some yellows and pink. It's not totally bright, but I thought it had some good contrast. Boy, it really made that long. And we're just going to put it right next to it as a second washi. And I'm going to wrap it around. And again, I don't care if it doesn't match because I'm going to put this on top of it and cover it up a bit. And then that'll be on the back side. All right, so I've chosen this flower, which was half of a page, to put on there. So that is why I chose those two colors of washi to kind of complement it. It doesn't have to be the same color, it's going to be totally different. But I think it just brightens up these book pages a little bit, makes them a little fun. All right, so I'm going to center this where it covers up that second washi so no one knows it didn't go the whole way. And there you go. Now for that side, I have, I found this, I wouldn't call it a book page. I think it was actually a scrapbook paper that had lines on it. It doesn't have to have lines. It could definitely be, like I said, a tea dye. I just wanted something a little whiter because this page was a little whiter. I'm going to center it. Just get rid of most of the words, but I'm not too worried about getting rid of them all. at this point on this one. Yes, I could have like done something like that to put that on there, but I decided to do the white because it was closer. And again, if you want to put it in a tag shape, you can. I don't know if it's got to cut. Yeah, we did cut the washi. Or round them at this point. If you want to ink them, throw a little ink on the edges. That is something else you can do. But, I mean, right, cute. So like this one, I will take, dun dun dun, my beautiful pink here, goes with that one. And cover it up. And I didn't glue the page together, but it should be okay. Then I got the washi on there. And I'm gonna fold that over. Fold that over. And I'll probably do it in this one. So we're gonna split this book page in half where I can use it for another project on another one. And I like that pink with it. Okay. Don't want to get rid of that flower too much. And we will split the hair down the center. So this is a little bit skinnier, so I think I'll just take a little bit more. See, isn't that pretty by itself with the blue flower and the yellows? I mean, it's amazing how you wouldn't think that page went with that page, but they did. And you got two different looks from one page, but this one's just a tad wide, so we're gonna get rid of that side, keep more of the pink side. Yeah, that'll work perfectly. Okay. I like when a plan comes together. Fingers are getting sticky. All right. So we're just gonna go a tad over, cover the washi top to bottom. Try to get that a little straighter. Yeah. And then, like I said, I could throw something on the back, or again, if I wanted to make this into a belly band. And I seem to have lost the book, but I haven't. Yeah, I'd probably have to trim it down just a hair to do that, but I can make that into a belly band. But yeah, I thought that was a fun thing to do with this book that I found. So again, that is The Secret Lives of Color. It's not an old book. It was $20. Like I said, I got it at a Friends of the Library sale for like $1 or $2. I don't know. It's not expensive, but it's really cool because it's got a whole bunch of color pages in there. So my first project, I finally figured out something I wanted to do with it besides putting it into a journal. But yeah, those are cute. I did cut this one down, didn't realize that. So I can go ahead and trim that down a little bit later when I figure out where I want to put it. But that's another way to use book pages. But if you don't have that book, double washi tape down the side is very cute. I love it. Okay. Have I gone through my pile yet? I think I got one more. I do have one more. Okay, so this one involves, this one's pretty much done already. This one involves this book, Wildflowers. This one's also available on my Etsy store. But these have a bunch of rectangle kind of pictures in there. The only downfall is the pictures are on the front and back, so you have to pick and choose which one you want to use for that. But they're really pretty. So I took out 4 pages, and I found a big cardstock that was white, and I glued them down to the 4 pages, and then cut them out and inked them and rounded the corners to make journal cards. This one I love because there's an extra space on the front and back for this one. But these are so pretty, and like I said, I thought these would be cool. Also, the Elizabeth Holden, I keep calling her Elizabeth Holden, Edith Holden book that I made these sewn pockets. I thought these would be great for fall pages heading toward winter. Got some mushrooms. I thought they had some great colors in this as a tuck spot, journal spot for these. They are 4 1/4 by 6, so they are nice sizes. By just taking the book page and just took the book page and cut it out, got rid of the white part. I have used these in journals too. I think I put some in my Dragonfly journal because it's a nice size to fit into a journal. But as I looked at, when I first saw this book, this one's available too. This one's not old. I think I got this one on eBay, on eBay. It is last reprinted in 2021. So it's not an old book, but I love these pictures that are in here. Like I said, they're very similar to the coloring and stuff on that Edith Holden book. And as I figured out, they really do complement them to put those two together. But that was a book page. Now I could have backed it up also with those folded book pages that I have. I used them both. I thought I had 2. When you fold up the book pages with the glue, you could also use that to glue that down onto those and make some journal cards with that. But I went straight to, looks like I need to trim the back of this one. This one got long. I went straight to using, there you are, using the white backing instead of just, but this, if you decided you wanted to do it on a book page and cut it out, this could easily be glued onto 2 sides and used as a great side tuck because the whole picture is just beautiful. So you definitely could use that to glue onto a book page for that. So, all right, well, I think that is going to be it for my ideas for book pages using floral book pages and glue book pages. And let's take a look. I'm going to clean up, and I'll be right back with showing you what the final product looks like. All right, so it comes down to I have different versions of book page, floral combinations to make tags, pockets, tucks, journal cards, all kinds of fun stuff. How bright and cheery are these? So, I said the first one we did was this simple fold with the book page, 3 tucks, three places to put some cards, simple glue and washi tape. Yeah, fun. This one was glued onto a glue book page, made into a tuck with half of a floral page. It could also have been a tag or a journal card. These were made on really old patinaed books to still show the outside color of it, and a journal spot in the back as tall tags. These are also tall tags, could be belly bands. They are also on those glue pages. really ugly glue pages that no one wants to see, but they are nice and sturdy to do, and really just pretty for that. These were also examples of those ugly glue pages to use, but I used some washi tape on the sides because I had my book that had the color edges on there with sort of the mimic of the double washi, and put journaling space on the back of those. So really, really pretty accents for those. Again, these were also long enough to do belly bands. And then finally, these journal cards, or glue them down to make tuck spots, side tucks, are very cute. This one is still, the journal on the front and the back is very cute. So yeah, fun stuff. So just to recap here, I used the Wildflowers month book. It's fairly new, available. Again, all three of these books are, I have a few sets on my Etsy store to be able to send some of these out to people, because there is a lot of them that I can't use all of them. So when I originally got the books, I decided to I could share them with some people. So there are some available of this one for that, and then the smaller one for the garden plants. Made these two. This has pages that are just front and words on the back. So I got that one. That is the second one. And then the final one, I don't have the book because I used it, is the illustrated book of garden flowers, where they are bigger, but also front page pictures, back page words. I do have a few of those still available on my Etsy store, and those made those. So, all right, well, that is going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, a thumbs up would be wonderful. If you have any questions about any of these projects, feel free to put a comment down. I am very happy to answer the questions that you have. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and like to see some future videos, please hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when they come up. So that's going to be it for me today. As usual, I hope you have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.